All right, so we changed scenes. We're going to do a deck tech for this Golgari Adventure list. So this is a very budget list. There are things in this deck, like Casualties of War and Death Sprout, that should probably just be Assassin's Trophies. But that really drastically increases the price tag.
It was actually a difference of like doubling the price.
Yeah, it was like $140 versus $70.
Yeah.
So I just threw this together this morning. We'll see how it plays out. But why don't you read through the list real quick?
So we got 4 Beanstalk Giant.
I won't change anything on you.
4 Edgewall Innkeeper, 4 Flaxen Intruder, 4 Foulmire Knight, 4 Lovestruck Beast, 4 Murderous Rider, 4 Order of Midnight, and 3 Smitten Swordmaster. And then for spells is 1 Casualties of War, a Death Sprout, which is Murder Growth, for anybody who doesn't know that, and 3 Lucky Clover. And then the lands are kind of mismatched, I guess, because you have 2 Castle Lochthwain, 6 Basic Forests, 7 Basic Swamps, 4 Overgrown Tombs, 4 Temple of Malady, and 1 Witch's Cottage.
Yeah, so I guess I can talk about the mana base.
Yeah.
So, using Frank Carson math, to cast Murderous Rider on turn 3, you want 18 black sources. So that's what I did.
Yes, Josh. Questing Beast was omitted strictly because of cost.
Yeah, Questing Beast, Assassin's Trophy, and there was something. Oh, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
So, like I said, totally a budget list. So then you have 14 green sources and 18 black sources. So that should be pretty consistent for a mana base. So I'm just going to go through the cards right in alphabetical order.
Sideboard, you've got 3 Casualties of War, 4 Duress, 1 Fine Finality, 1 Massacre Girl, 4 Noxious Grasp, and then 2 Thrashing Brontodons.
Yep. And I think I did actually get images for those cards. So we'll just go right through the list. First card up.
So first card is Beanstalk Giant. Obviously this is an adventure, Golgari Adventure deck. So I think almost all or all of the creatures. I think
there's 4 creatures that don't have adventure, but they're innkeepers.
So yeah, okay. So they do something because of that. Yep. So you have the Beanstalk Giant, which is Fertile Footsteps, 3 mana sorcery, search your library for a card, or search your library for basic land and put it on the battlefield. And then later you pay 7 and you have a Star Giant, is equal to the number of lands you play. Or lands you have, sorry. So, I mean, this is kind of like your finisher almost.
Yeah,
like early
more or
game,
less.
Get going.
And with the Lucky Clovers, you're fetching 2 lands. That's ramping into Casualties of War. And we can talk about the sideboard later. So the next card is Casualties of War. So I'm going in alphabetical order so we don't skip a card here.
So Casualties of War is obviously, it has a lot of text on it. 2 green, 2 black, 2 generic sorcery. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact, destroy target creature, destroy target enchantment, destroy target land, destroy target planeswalker. This is your removal for everything.
Yeah,
in this deck.
So the reason there's 1 in the main and 3 in the side is really just Golos.
Yeah.
You get to kill Field of the Dead as a land. You get to kill
Golos.
You get to kill Golos as an artifact.
Yep.
You get to kill, say, a Hydroid Krasis or a zombie as a creature, and if they have a planeswalker in play, or I don't know if there's any enchantments.
Yeah, the thing to remember basically is the fact that Golos is a creature and everybody's stuck on that. But Golos is an artifact also.
Yep.
So you can choose to pick off like the Arboreal Grazer that they have and the Golos. You just choose the Golos as the artifact.
Yep.
So pretty good.
So next card is going to be Murder Growth.
Yep.
As I like to nickname cards.
So
this is omitted for Assassin's Trophy, basically.
Yeah.
It's a removal spell. It ramps you into Casualties of War again. So you go from 4 to 6 if you have a land drop for the next turn.
Yeah, and the whole base of this is like trying to get... You don't want to get stuck at 3, 4, 5 mana. You want to get to 7, 8 in this deck. So...
Next card will be the Edgewall Innkeeper.
So, and the Innkeeper just kind of like helps to fill your hand here. You got a 1 mana 1/1. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, draw a card. So your event, and then we'll get to the other card that I think is absolutely amazing in this deck in a little bit here. The other half, obviously. This just kind of helps you as you've already cast your adventures.
Yeah, you're going to draw a lot of cards with this.
More adventures from it. So
next card is Flaxen Intruder.
So Flaxen Intruder, 1 mana 1/2. I guess the sorcery, the adventure side of this is, create 3 2/2 green bear creature tokens for 7. But it is also, whenever Flaxen Intruder deals combat damage to a player, you may sack it when you destroy a target artifact or enchantment. So, pretty nice. Against, what's that card? Oh, yeah, Golos.
Okay. The other reason for playing this, and I think this is actually going to skew our our playtesting matchup.
Yeah.
The 1/2 blocks everything
Yeah.
in the mono red deck.
Yeah.
And then obviously like late game, if you're ramping like the deck kind of wants to, you're going to be able to make a whole bunch of.
Yeah, there's also some interesting enchantments that are out there right now, locking down creatures and planeswalkers. So Flex and Intruder is just kind of like a good card.
Yeah.
For the 1 mana slot. So.
Then the next one, Foulmire Knight.
Okay, so we have a 1 mana 1/1 with Death Touch, but the adventure side of it is pay 3 at instant speed. You draw a card and you lose a life.
Yep.
Which
So
is
it's
actually
another way to refill your hand.
yeah, it's really good because of the simple fact that at 4 you can draw a card and like you make a big stop sign, even though it's only 1/1.
Your favorite card?
It's not my favorite card.
One of them.
It's my wife's favorite card.
Oh, so it's your favorite card.
What's that?
So it's your favorite.
So yeah. So by default, I guess it's mine.
Yeah.
So Lovestruck Beast. It's a 3 mana 5/5. Can't attack unless you control a 1/1 creature.
It can block.
It can block. It just can't attack.
Yep.
And of course, Heart's Desire is the sorcery adventure that's on this. For 1 green, create a 1/1 white human creature token. The thing to note, a lot of people played this without a lot of other creatures are there. You have Edgewall Innkeeper. That's a 1/1.
Yep.
So even if they kill
And
a human,
Foulmire Knight's at 1.
and you have Foulmire Knight. So yep.
So there's a decent number of ways to turn on the attack mode, I guess.
Yep.
So next, this is your favorite card in the deck.
Yeah, this is my favorite. My absolute favorite card in the deck. Lucky Clover, 2 mana artifact, and whenever you cast an adventure, instant or sorcery spell, you get to copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. I don't believe there's anything that's really targeting like either
Murder
or the
Knight.
players. Oh, Murder Knight. There you
Murder
go.
Knight.
Yeah, I forgot that he's in the deck. So, yeah, 3 mana kill 2 things is pretty good.
I mean, you got to
So-
lose 4 life, but you know,
Whatever.
you'll gain it
Sometimes
back.
sometimes
You'll
it's
gain
worth it. Yeah.
So that brings us to Murderous Knight.
So yeah, so
Murderous
you
Rider.
get Murderous Rider, Murder Knight, 3 mana 2/3. Now a creature has lifelink, and whenever Murderous Rider dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library.
Everyone misses that trigger, including me.
Yeah,
So-
the bottom of the library trigger. But destroy target creature or planeswalker, and you lose 2 life. So, 2 life is not a bad thing. For
No,
the ability
your
to
life
destroy.
is a resource.
Yep.
So-
If you're not at 0, you're not dead.
But apparently Wallaby's opponent was at 3, and he had a Lucky Clover, and he used Murder Knight, and then he died.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty good. And the
that's
thing to note is
good
that
way to win the game.
you lose 2 life, not pay. So
Yeah.
like you can't
do it if you, or
You
you
can't
can
not
you can
do
do it if you have.
Yep.
Yeah. So the next card, Order of Midnight. It's the 2/2 flyer for 2 that can't block, and then his adventure mode. Can you read it?
Yeah,
can't,
return
it's too small
target
here.
return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So you're not bouncing Murder Knights unless they're milled, but
There is another creature in this list that, if it dies and brings back, can be pretty good.
Yeah, but even that's pretty good for like say that 5/5 that you make, and you get to make another 1/1, or you buy back an Edgewall Innkeeper if you needed to.
Mm-hmm. Or
Or
you're playing Smitten Swordmaster.
Yeah, so Smitten Swordmaster is pretty good. 2 mana 2/1 with lifelink, and then pay 1. You gain X life, and each opponent loses X life, where X is the number of knights you control, and I think there are 3 different.
There's a few knights.
The
I guess I'd
last
have
one,
to. Yeah, the
this
last one,
one,
this one.
Murder Knight.
Yep. There might be a 4th. I don't remember.
We'd have to go back and look.
But if you have a Lucky Clover in play and you cast the Drain Life for 1 black, it doubles.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Even with 3 three
3 knights,
knights,
it's a 6-point.
yeah,
Gain and
one
drain.
1 mana, 12-point life
Yep.
swing basically.
So if he dies, and he's really good against aggro decks. Like you have lifelink and you're taking out one of their creatures, and you bring him back with the Order of Midnight later, so you can drain him again with it, and that's the synergy that I liked with that card. Let's see what the next card is here. I think that was everything in the main deck. Yeah. So the sideboard, let me bring up the list again.
we gotta double check, and we'll double check, make sure that I think it was just the 3 knights that I saw.
Let's see. Foulmire. Whoa.
So you got Flex Intruder's Knights, Foulmire Knight, Murderous Rider, Order of Midnight, and Smitten
Yeah,
Swordmaster.
so there's
just
15.
4.
There's 15 total knights. in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
deck.
four different named ones.
So real quick on the sideboard, you've got the 3 Casualties of War. Again, that's for the Golos matchup. And I suppose if you want to throw it in against something else, like maybe Grixis or Jeskai Fires,
Yeah, anything that has a lot of targets, like if you're just like, I want to destroy
It's a
target
bad
creature,
single removal spell.
yeah, then it doesn't work. But if you've got like, oh, they've got planeswalkers, enchantments, creatures, and lands, I think it's an auto.
That's why I think the Jeskai Fires deck, because they're using Prison Realm, obviously walkers, and Fires of Invention, and you can keep them off Interplanar Beacon.
Yeah, so they stop gaining life.
Yep.
And
it hurts their mana.
Yeah,
it hurts their mana base.
On top of if they're playing Fires, they're also down a land. So there's the potential to keep them off of a card in their hand as well.
Yeah, that's true. And we got 4 Duress, which is really going to come in against Simic Flash, which is apparently making a comeback.
What's a hidden flash?
You just make sure they don't have a counterspell or get them to counter that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's really the only strategy there.
I guess, yeah.
And then Find Finality, it's kind of like a pseudo board wipe.
Yeah, you use it against like an aggro deck.
Yep. And then Massacre Girl again, it's a board wipe against an aggro deck. And then 4 Noxious Craft, that hits a lot of stuff. Hits Oko to Fairy, Questing Beast, Hydroid Krasis. What else?
Nissa,
that's a big one. So it hits a lot of things. I think that's a card that's worth picking up.
Troll
one
King.
or two play sets.
I mean, anything that's really big.
Next
Yorbo.
Year. Yeah. And then the last 2 Thrashing Brontodons, just for enchantment artifact removal.
It's also really
it's also a big body.
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to cast because you only have 14 green sources. But you could, Beanstalk Giant into a second source if you need to.
Yeah, you're also probably. I mean, you don't. This isn't a deck that you have to play it on 3.
No.
So having it in your hand,
2.
you usually have more things that you can do.
Yep.
Did get asked if we're gonna explain the deck though. If we find out what
would get cut for Questing Beast.
Yeah.
In the main deck, I don't know. I haven't actually played the deck yet. You kind of have to find your weakest link, and it's probably Foulmire Knight, because he doesn't really do much that other things don't do.
I could also see
filling your hand up when you already have the Edgewall Innkeeper is kind of redundant.
Yeah. I can see some trimming of some stuff too, where it'd be like, you cut like a Flaxen Intruder, you cut like 2 Foulmire Knights, and I don't know, you cut one of something else. I don't know, an Order of Midnight or something like that.
I'm not really big on the Lovestruck Beast either. It's just I literally searched for adventure and put everything in that.
Of course you're not.
So,
it's a great card.
It's an okay card. Let's see.
And it may just be that it's Lovestruck Beast.
Yeah,
3 mana, 5/5. It's really 4 mana to do anything. So.
All right, I think that was all the questions. So what we're gonna do now is put up the away screen, and then we're gonna actually move that camera to right here, and then we're gonna play right there. So give us a couple minutes, and we'll be right back.